Welcome back. In this episode, I'm going to teach you on how you can use facial recognition system for door access control. So we want to be able to open a door when the face is being recognized. So let's begin. So the first thing I'm going to do is to click on blocks over here. Now when I click on blocks, the first thing when you're building a facial recognition system is to be able to save your face so that you can use that as the data to be matched with before it will grant access to a door. So to do that, first thing first, let's add the two extension libraries we need. We need the face detection. Then we also need the text to speech over here. Good. So we have our text to speech library and our facial recognition. So let's save our face. That's the first thing we are going to do. Let's save our face. So when clicked, what do I want to do? I want to on the camera over here and I want to add my face. As simple as that. Add the class. So my name is Chinedu. So let's run. So I click on this. So it has done that already. It has done that. So we have our face saved already. Good. So all I need to do is to delete this block. So let's begin the main project. So off my camera. Push this sprite to the edge. So first thing first is to add the image of the door that we want to automate. So I'm going to upload the backdrop. So I'm going to get G1, G2, and G3. So you can see that here. This is G1. G1 is a closed door. G2 is half open. G3 is fully open. So we're going to start with G1. So we'll go to blocks. So I would like to add a button here myself. So let's add it. I'm going to choose a sprite. I'm going to call it button. So where's our button? That's it here. So this is our button. I'll go to costume. I would like to modify this button. So make sure you select the red color here, the outline red. Select your circle here. Then come over at the edge. Click and drag. Can put it at the center. So this is my button. You can see it's looking nice. So I can go back to my blocks over here. I would like to reduce the size from 100 to 15. So that's it. Then I would also like to drag it to the edge of the door. So when someone clicks on this button over here, the camera comes on immediately. So let's begin. So when this sprite is being clicked, so I'm going to immediately go to when the sprite is clicked. So when the sprite is being clicked, the first thing I'm going to do is to broadcast. So broadcast is more like, it works like MTN. When you send a message, what happens is, regardless of the location, you can always receive that message anywhere else. So we want to be able to send a message from this sprite to this other sprite. So for us to do that, we are going to use the broadcast here. So broadcast a message called door access. So that is a message being broadcasted. Let's go to the other block. So here, when this is being clicked, when you run it, first the camera will be off because we want the door to be here, not the camera. So it's going to be off at the start. Then when it's off, we are going to also ensure that this is the backdrop we have. So let's go to our backdrop and make sure we have switch backdrop to G1. Then after that, the next thing I'm going to do is to go to when I receive the broadcast, what happens. So when you click on this button, this is being activated. So here, what happens in this section? So the first thing is to on our camera. Remember, it was off before, so I'm going to on it. Now after on the camera, I would like to say please look at the camera. So I'm going to add the text here. So I'll type please look at the camera, and I would like to add a little weight here. Then it's going to say analyzing, so add another text here, analyzing. Just add font to it, analyzing. Then let's add another weight. Okay, so we are here. So the next thing we're going to do is to be able to analyze our image. So let's analyze the image on the camera by saying analyze image. So after analyzing the image, I would like to also show bounding box at the same time, and also do a face match to be sure that our face matched. Then I'll add an if else condition. So if the face is being detected, something should happen. If it's not, something else should happen. So let's do that. So we're going to have if is detected. If class is detected, means the face is being detected. Class 1, which is me. What do I want it to do? It's going to say go to our text speech. It's going to quickly say Chinedu detected, right? So I need my joining block here. I go to my face. It's going to get the class that is being detected. Get the class detected. Something has altered here. So this is going to be, so it's going to say Chinedu detected. So it's going to call my name, Chinedu detected. Now, after saying Chinedu detected, I would like you to tell the person to wait while the door is being opened. So I'm going to say, please wait while the door is opened. Thank you. I can also decide to add something like you're welcome. So let me add it at the beginning of the text. You are welcome. Then after that, I'm going to make sure the camera is off. Remember, we on it here. So the next thing to do is to make it go off. So I'll switch off the camera. Now after switching off the camera, I'm going to ensure that my backdrop is on G1. I need to be sure it's on G1. So I'm going to set the backdrop by clicking on looks over here. You're going to see switch backdrop to G1. Then at that point the door image will show, and after the door image is being displayed, the next thing we are going to do is to use a repeat block here, which is more like a for loop in programming. So a repeat block, I'm going to rotate twice What am I trying to do? I'm trying to switch this backdrop because we want to show how the door is gradually opened. So I'm going to get my backdrop. So go back to looks. We'll look for next backdrop. So I would like to add a little delay to that effect, so you can gradually see. I would also like to add one probably after here. So this is going to be a 2 seconds so that you can see the door when it's closed properly. Then it will start switching the door gradually. Now when the door is done opening, which is at the end of this repeat, probably after 2 seconds again, we're going to tell the person to now enter. So I'm going to get my speech. I'll say, please, you can now enter. Please, you can now enter. Then after saying that, I will wait for another 2 seconds for the person to enter before I close the door. So wait for 2 seconds. Then after that, I think I will switch it back again, or I can just decide to leave it that way. So please, you can now enter. And then what next? Let's test what we've done so far. So let's run it. So we are meant to click on this red button over here.
Please look at the camera.
Okay.
Analyzing. Genevieve detected. You are welcome. Please wait while the door is opened. Thank you.
Excellent. So we're expecting the door to open. Can you see that?
Please, you can now enter.
It says you can now enter. So our code works perfectly well. So we're going to stop it. So what happens when the face is not being detected, right? First, we're going to also off the camera, and then we are also going to say something here. So we are going to say something like, please, I don't know you, or please, I don't know you, or please leave, I don't recognize you. Please leave, I don't recognize you. Yeah. Okay, let's do something like this. So please leave, I don't recognize you. I can't grant you access. So I cannot grant you access. So after doing this, we need to switch to the backdrop. Let's go to looks, switch. So we want to make sure at the end of the day, the backdrop is being switched back to G1 because it can't be opened this way. So let's test it again. So I'm meant to press this button.
Please look at the camera.
Okay.
Analyzing. Genevieve detected. You are welcome. Please wait while the door is opened.
Thank you. I'm waiting for the door to be opened. Wow, the door is opened.
Please, you can now enter.
I've entered, and the door closes automatically. I think this is beautiful. So, but you observe something that whenever you run this, whenever the camera is on,
please look at the camera.
there is a red button here.
Analyzing.
So let's see how we can
Chin user detected. You are
disable
welcome.
that.
Please.
How do we disable this? Let's look at it. So from here, from this second sprite, we have when the sprite is clicked, and see here we have show. Show means this is supposed to be displaying. So I'm going to first for hide this. Whenever the sprite is being clicked, it's going to hide it because the next thing is the camera. So let it be hidden at this stage. Then when do I want it to be on? I'm going to broadcast from here. I'm going to send a broadcast from here. So let's go to events. I will look for broadcast. So I'm going to broadcast at any point I want the button to be off. So the first place I want the button to be disconnected or disabled is the point where I on the camera. So let's look for where the camera was on up there. So up there, I think we need to broadcast. What are we broadcasting? New message. I'm going to say disable button. Then OK. So whenever disable button is broadcasted, this button will disappear so that the camera can be on. So I'll go here and receive my broadcast. So when I receive disable button, what do I want to do? I want to or rather we can do it the other way around. Since we hid it here, we can now enable it. So I'm going to change it back. So this is going to be enable. Let's use enable button. So we broadcast here, we come here, we say when you receive enable button, what are you going to do? All you're going to do is go to control and look for show. Is it control? No, looks and look for show. So at this point it's going to show. So at what point do we want to enable the button? First is it can be here because we're about to on the camera, so we cannot enable this button. So it's going to be enabled at the point where we are trying to on the backdrop. We are trying to bring this backdrop to life. So what are the stages where we need the backdrop? I think when the door is opening. So let's look for it. One is here. Then the other one is at the point where, in fact, at any point the camera is switched off. At any point the camera is switched off, we need to enable the backdrop. So here is off. So let's get it. So looks. I mean my broadcast. So events, that's where you get it. So I'm going to broadcast here also. Enable button. So you can look around where else. I think I can decide to have one here also. Enable button. Is there any other place that you need it? Let's quickly run the test first and see the behavior. That will determine a lot. So our code is looking a little bit a lot, but I mean this is what we need to do to get this to work. Okay, let's run it and see. So I'm going to press the button.
Please look at the camera.
So you can see
Analyzing.
the button is no longer showing.
Trinity detected. You
Trinity
are welcome.
detected.
Please wait while the door is opened.
Okay,
Thank you.
I'm waiting. The door is opening. You can see the door is opening. This door is
Please you can
opening.
now enter.
Yes, I can now enter. Excellent. So the final thing I want us to do is to move this sprite to the entrance of the door. I mean, moving it to this door, assuming I am the one that is entering now. So let's see how can we do that. So when I move this sprite around, you can see X value and the Y value changes. You can see that it changes. Are you seeing that? So I'll give you that. I'll give that as a challenge. I want you to implement that in your code. Do it in such a way that probably you have 3 locations. The first one is when you are here, assuming you are pressing the button. The next one is when you've entered. So you need to know your X and Y value. Then when you've entered, know your X and Y value. You can use this block to implement it where you have go to block here. Look at it. Where is it? The go to, that's it here. This is a block that you need to achieve that. Go to, you put the value of X and put the value of Y here. So you can now move the sprite around to show that this sprite has entered. Okay, so I believe this is awesome. This is nice. So implement this on your own. Thank you.